I'm Liliya Ishkaeva, personal brand strategist, and today we're having amazing guest at our studio, Vera Murzina, who will be sharing her business startup and all the information about her products. Vera, would you please introduce yourself?
Of course. Hi, Lila. I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you for inviting me. I'm a co-founder of a small local business called Orovita Oil Canada. It's a local Canadian brand producing artisanal, truly cold press, freshly pressed to your order oils. We only started 8 months ago. First time introduced it to the market on the 1st of October 2025. We've come a long way since then, and Lila was a big contributor to our growth.
Thank you, Vera. Around 6 months ago, I received a message from Vera where she proposed her partnership and collaboration, working over the strategy, how to help their startup and aspiring business make first firm steps on the Canadian ground. And if we go back to that 6 months period, my question is, what was the biggest challenge, or what was the primary task that you wanted to tackle at that moment?
Well, at that point, it was January. We realized that despite of relatively successful sales at our first 3 months were really good. It was a bit chaotic. We didn't really fully understand what's the strategy, what we want to do, who we are, how we position ourselves. So I realized with my co-founder, with my partners, that we need a strategy. Otherwise, it is really chaotic and it might not work just because we are not focused on a certain steps. We are just too dispersed between different activities, and it takes a lot of time, but might not take as much, give us as much result. So we decided to reach out to Lila and ask for help.
And I was delighted to contribute to your growth. And could you please share? So we had a couple of sessions together. We discussed, we proposed, and worked over several ideas. So could you please share what specific ideas or steps that has been proposed during our discussions have been implemented?
Well, I would say two major ideas and results that we took away from those sessions. The first one was around our brand. We brainstormed a lot and realized that based on just those 3 months of experience, our brand positioning was all about caring, being friendly and warm to our customers, like a caregiver. That was very insightful. I was kind of self-reflecting together with Lila on our past just few months of selling our product, and it really shaped our further steps and what really mattered to our customer and what kind of customer to approach as well. That was first. And the second one was about existence of certain investment programs. Those are sponsored by our government, provincial government. Being new entrepreneurs, we didn't know they existed. So Lila really helped us to just be aware and build our applications. So we actually applied for 2 startup programs and got accepted in both of them. It made our lives in the past few months very busy, but we learned a lot. So I'm very thankful to Lila for just, directing us to these programs, and I'm sure it will contribute a lot to the success of this brand.
Yes, I absolutely agree. One of this program, I was alumni myself, and I knew through my personal experience how much it gave to me and how it boosted my own business. That's why when we brainstormed about what can we do to promote the company, it was in a flash of the moment I understood. So they need to apply to this program in order not just to receive some knowledge, but to network, because being in these educational cohorts, you connect, you communicate with different people, and this is a great way to advertise the company.
Absolutely. I can't agree more.
I need to say that you were so focused and determined to develop your business. You didn't even hesitate and just applied. And it was no doubt that you would be accepted, because business is really unique and it has a great mission to make Canadians healthier and to bring healthy habits to our daily routines. Both of these programs have been almost completed? And what were the outcomes from participation, or maybe milestones? What happened then or happened in the process? It's really interesting.
Those programs, I would say, gave us a very good understanding and visibility of what does it even mean to be an entrepreneur. Like they would cover areas that, I mean, you would know you would have to do it, but you would not really understand the depth and the importance of those areas, like accounting, for example. That's a big mystery for me. Now I understand what it means and how important it is to keep your numbers in order. We actually registered our business thanks to one of those programs. We got contacted with BC Bank. We got all the application forms fully completed. Like we actually have it full finalized, which is a huge milestone for us, by the way. Not because we never wanted to do it. It's just something that you kind of postpone and you think, hey, we can do it later. It's okay. But in that program, you get really accelerated. Like they help you to really progress because, well, they actually have homework. They give you homework. So not like we are not willing to grow, but you naturally focus on your sales, on your marketing, on your social media, on those things that, short term bring those numbers up, but you don't necessarily always invest as much time in the more strategic progress, right? And of course, registering your business, getting all your accounting in shape. We had CPG representatives, which was insightful and super helpful. We had a session with the CPG specialist who helped us with legalization, understanding what do we need to do to have it 100% legalized to be a proper Canadian business. That was really helpful because we are not we are not a small business to stay a small business. We really want to grow. And that's very important. It's a huge part of being a real business, right? So yeah, these are at least a few that come to my mind, but we even had sessions where they taught us to take pictures. We had a professional photographer who came to us from Toronto and helped us to learn how to take your pictures very quickly with your phone without too much expensive equipment and make it really nice looking with almost no effort and just good enough to put on your social media on a daily basis because it's so important in these days, right? So there's just a few examples. So I'm very, very thankful to both of these programs. One of them is almost done. The second one, I would say sessions are done, but the biggest final step there is actually presenting ourselves in the ByWard Market. We're going to have a full week of opportunity to introduce our product to Canadians in Ottawa downtown ByWard Market. That's going to happen in the end of September because it's, there's a lot of businesses and we were just lining up one by one. But I'm very excited about this experience. It's a really good opportunity that we're given. So yeah, thank you, Lila, again for directing us to this. It was very, very helpful.
Yeah, and looking kind of aside, I also noticed that you have become more active and visible among local communities. I saw that you presented the company as a sponsor for some events. You created your own educational program. Can you just share a little bit about this as well?
Yeah, well, actually, speaking of educational program, that definitely came to our mind as an idea after the first session we had with Lila when we realized that, yes, our brand is caregiver, in quotation marks, obviously, but that was how we looked to the community and what we brought to the community. And we came up with an idea of running so-called marathons that would run for 3 weeks. We would have a big group of mostly women, and the idea behind that marathon was to inspire these busy women to take care of themselves on a daily basis in a very, very simple format with small little activities that our health coach would propose to them. It would involve our oils. It would be big part of that, but it wasn't the main part of it because a lot of those activities were not necessarily with the oil. So it was taking care of our skin health, mindset, mental health. 3 weeks of this kind of activities really helped. We did do a survey in the end. It was very positive. We did first marathon like that back in February and got very inspired by the results. So we ran the second one in April, and now we're planning the third one. So that definitely was born after the sessions we had with Liliya. It really helped to understand what we actually bring to the community. So we expanded it further. And if I have a few more minutes, actually more seconds, I don't know what to say, but another extension of that was next step, where during the marathon, a lot of ladies were asking for, like, how can we actually continue on some kind of regular basis? How can we continue to be reminded that, hey, we are important, we need to take care of ourselves on a daily basis? Just slow down for 10-15 minutes and think about something you can do for yourself, something good. And as a result of these requests, we actually built a Facebook group. It's called The Life of Woman. I'm translating from Russian. It's a Russian community group. We have a few experts in that group, and they make some nice posts about all kinds of different tips and tricks, small and easy, that you can do on a daily basis, so you can actually help yourself to stay healthy and beautiful.
Thank you for sharing this. And my final question is, how do you feel yourself as a co-founder, as a startup business founder, compared to now and what was 6 months ago? How you changed internally as an entrepreneur?
I think the biggest change is realization of how much strategy is important. Like I said, back 6 months ago, there were a lot of different activities, different trying of different things we can do. And I think through the past 6 months, we've developed a better understanding of what actually works, what doesn't work. So it's more strategical, more stable, more clear in terms of next steps and the progress and what we need to do in order for us to succeed in this business. So I'm still very inspired. I'm still very excited. This business makes me really happy. I feel like I bring something good to this community, to the Canada in the end, but that hasn't changed, but I'm more stable and more strategical. That's definitely the biggest change, I would say.
I believe that not only you, but all your environment has definitely noticed these changes. And if I sum up what has happened to you and your business, I would say 3 words: action, action, action. Because for the past 6 months, I think that you've done more than for the past 2 years. Regarding the business, it was a really scene implementation, when I captured ideas turned into specific steps and brought results.
The best compliment, you know.
I also witnessed that the number grew exponentially. It was not just about the clients, actions that you took, but also the product itself. Everything has changed, from the bottles, the brand images, to introduction of a new product. Yeah. And now you have 4 oils, right?
4 oils, yes, and 2 side products.
I personally really grateful to you, Vera, and all your team, other co-founders, that you decided not to do everything on your own, but try to ask for advice and assistance with the people whom you trust. And I'm delighted to see the progress. I'm wishing you further development, more clientele, returning clients, and will do my best to assist the company to grow and become the brand number 1, not only in Ottawa, but in Canada and abroad.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll absolutely continue to work with you, Lila. It's really always insightful. I would say 5 minutes conversation with Lila is worth several hours of reading and researching, because it's always very deep thinking and not just a regular standard answer, but really caring answer. That's how I always feel when we meet and talk. So I really appreciate that.
Likewise. Thank you, Vera. Okay, and
Thank
I
you.
hope to see you at the studio again after a while to learn more about your wins, success, and achievements. That will sure to come.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
I appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for having me here.
Okay, thank you.